is Stefanie Maegan. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Because therapy is too expensive. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy. Just feel like I'm out of practice.
Out of practice for what?
I haven't recorded a show. I mean, I did the solo pod, but that's different.
Yeah.
I haven't done an episode in months. Well, a month.
With another person?
Yeah.
So he's just creeping around all these. She's never seen the living room like this. So
it's a mess. It's stressing me out a little bit.
Same here, but we're going to get through it and we'll have a great episode.
One day we'll have a studio and we just show up and do the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I just pay someone to set up for me.
Yeah.
And not have to do any of the labor.
But this I feel like this is good too. It's a part of the journey. You know what I mean? It's a part of
But I've been doing this journey of setting up and doing everything myself for 6 years.
Yeah,
I've paid my dues.
Yeah, that's what it takes sometimes.
I know.
You just gotta thug your way through it.
I just want that 60 million contract from Spotify.
Do you though?
Do I really want to work for Spotify?
Do you though?
I don't know. For 60 million?
I think you say that, but I don't know.
Why?
Did I just watch a lot of those creator videos and stuff, and
yeah.
A lot of times when that happens, just
if I could just still own all my shit and have all creative, and be in charge of all the creative and still own it, then why not?
I don't think they're not giving you 60 million for that though.
I know, because they're gonna want something from it.
Everything. We want the videos, we want the merch, we want a piece of everything. They take all of that. So, I mean, it's ultimately up to you though. But
yeah, I mean, whatever. I just don't want to jinx myself and not block myself from certain blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm struggling a little bit. Oh my God! Did you see that snot fly?
Yeah. Yes, you should keep all of this, and that's what moving in. It's I've had to. That's what
you've had to deal with it. Yeah. Can you get me more tissue, please?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get it.
Yeah, I was. Are your legs broke? Are you trapped? What's this?
I'm just tired.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll get it. I'm
okay.
independent.
Okay.
I'm independent. I can get it.
I'm just saying I'm already buzzing, even though I have been. I feel like I'm such a lightweight still, even though I feel like I've been drinking consistently for a while now.
Have you been drinking? What do you mean consistent? Oh,
I've been drinking beers and.
You have been drinking beer lately.
Yeah, and going out. I feel like when especially during the playoff run, I was drinking a lot. I like to drink when I'm watching the game sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not you don't drink that much though.
That's what I'm saying. But 2 beers, I'm buzzing.
Yeah, but but compared to people I know,
no,
even you going on your drinking streak was just that was.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a drinking streak. I would just say I think I've been drinking more than usual. Lately.
I think people think I drink more than I actually do.
Yeah, I don't. You don't really drink that often.
I don't really drink that often.
I think just when you record mainly.
It's really just when I record.
Yeah,
and it's a bottle of wine.
Then the
shared.
Occasional random Friday night.
Right.
Where you want to drink.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, you ready to start?
Yeah, let me just blow my nose one more time.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Are you still a fan of my show? Is it still as exciting to watch?
The flow sounds sicker over Dre drums, nigga.
Okay. Did you do you still like the show? Is it
you have some clips on your teeth. I am still a fan of your show, but I think it's just the difference is it's not me oh shit, let me see what she's talking about this week, because it's
you literally live.
Yeah, I lived it, or I've heard you talk about it, or I've kind of heard you explain it, or I've watched you go through it.
Yeah.
So it's different in that it's not it's not anything that I'm not expecting. And then half the time, I hear you edit the episode too, so it's right. I already kind of hear it before it's time to watch.
I've taken the magic away from you, because you were a fan of the show, and now you just.
I mean, I'm still a fan.
yeah, but like it's not the same as like sitting in like even for when we didn't live together. I feel like like when we didn't live together, at least there was a bit of a mystery,
right?
But for like, but when we live together, you hear me edit the show, like, yeah,
and then you know what I mean. Like you also you don't talk about it, but I just like I said, I see you live it before you go talk about it on the pod.
Like the whole friends thing.
Yeah, all of that. Like everything.
If anything, like you know way more information than what's on the pod.
Yeah.
Like, you're like
So I think like not to knock any of the other episodes, but I think I enjoy the Q&As more just because I don't know what, it just depends on what the listeners send in and what they're asking about. So I enjoy those more just because it's more of like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what y'all going to talk about. Yeah. But when it's certain topics and like specific issues, but I'm still a fan. Like I love the show with the astrologer that Danny, you did. Yes. Dan, that was super dope. Yeah, that was really entertaining. He's incredible. He's hilarious. So I enjoyed that. So yeah, I like, I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of you like just branching out and do different things. And we talked, and I'm excited about kind of the new things that you're gonna the new type of people you're gonna be having on the show. So but
you see, like you hear the meetings, my brainstorm session, like you know what
exactly like
I showed you my calendar a little bit. Like,
it's I know what you're trying to work yourself towards, and,
right?
I think that's really dope, and I think, like I said, I think the listeners are gonna love it. I think it's going to be exciting. But yeah, I'm still a fan of the show, but it's
magic
different.
It's
different. Yeah, it's different. It's different watching you live it, and then, I watch you live it, and then we sit here and we watch you talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's not that I'm not a fan, but it's just kind of like I already know what to expect.
You already knew what happened.
Yeah.
You know the plot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Lately, I've been forgetting doing my intros. I don't know if you've noticed.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I don't think like the listeners are like upset when they don't get an intro.
I know, but I have to do the intro.
True. I guess maybe for like if people are listening for the first time, they would probably want to know who you are.
Right. And it's just, it's like a part of the script, I guess.
Yeah. Even though there is no script.
There's no script.
I've never seen
That's the only scripted thing that gets said. Okay, let's get into it.
Hi. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy. And guess the fuck what? Today, we have the one and only, the never fake, the never phony, the Mac without the motherfucking Roni, the number one boyfriend in the world, Bryan.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That was
totally nailed it. I'm sorry. Did you want to take it out?
No, now you have to do my plug. At the later,
end?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, I could do that easy. That's
like
my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, you do every time. You always like do the finger. You do the whole thing. Yeah, we'll get to it.
.com.
Anyways.
Yeah.
People have been wanting you back on the pod.
Which is crazy to me because I feel like I'm not that interesting. Like,
yes, you are.
To where I feel like it's people just want to know because they're invested in you. So that's why they want to know what's up.
Well, yeah, because they've heard the journey.
Yeah.
And like you're someone that I talk about. I mean, you're the one I'm fucking.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, sorry. I know your family's listening.
They've heard much worse. They've heard much worse already.
Sorry, Braz, your family. I know that they kind of cringe when they hear stuff like that.
It's just I think that's the biggest adjustment. I think because I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't. You when we talk, you'd be like, "Oh, you mind if I put it?" Like, I don't care.
Right.
But I think like some of my friends may not know that side of me like that.
Of course.
And they've like I had a couple friends like just come and say it like, "Yo, B, I didn't know you was like a freak like that." Like, I didn't know my boy was getting down. Like, I didn't know you was really into shit like that. And I'm like, you know.
Honestly, like, when we first started talking, like, I didn't think you'd be, like, as sexual as you are.
I'm a very sexual person.
Yes. And then when I, like, finally, when it, like, unveiled, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This is, like.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's definitely just the gentle giant on the outside. But.
Right. And you think, like, nice guys don't have good dick. But then you're like, oh.
I received that. Thank you for the compliment.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag thank you. No, yeah, I just, I also attribute that to my diet and supplements as well.
Your supplements, yeah, for sure.
Keep you going.
Keep you going.
Fellas, if you need the regimen, let me know.
literally, like, he's got like a whole recipe.
Yeah, if you need the regimen, trust me.
Yeah. What is the regimen? Why don't you just tell the people?
I take sea moss every day. I'm taking sea moss every day for like the last 2 years. Also take this pill called Tonkat Ali, which is specifically for the male, you know, kind of
dick.
All of that. It helps just that be healthy and, you know, keep things good and solid down there. Also take black seed oil. That doesn't have anything to do with like sexual or anything, but that's just another supplement I take.
I know you're like super healthy.
I try to be, but fellas, it's true. It's so true. It's something that I think that I didn't realize along like my fitness journey and like getting my life back on track was how much like my sex life would benefit from that. Like, fellas, trust me, like y'all be like drinking all the time and just eating all that bullshit. Trust me, like it affects it affects the sex life. It affects your manhood. If you get all of that right and you just do what you got to do, trust me, it makes the experience that much better. Trust me. It's just, so yeah. I didn't know all of that. I didn't realize all of that. And then obviously for me, that's like been one of the like biggest motivators for me, just along with like the vanity part of it and like being healthy. But it's like, yo, like if I could drop like another like 50 pounds, oh my God, you're going to be in for
I mean, you guys, like, shout out to Bryan because he's lost about like 200 pounds.
I mean, I don't know if it's that much. I don't know if it's that much, but it's a lot. It's a lot for sure.
It's definitely over 100. They're probably in between 100 to 200.
Yeah.
I'm just estimating to 200 because you're pretty much almost there, and counting. Like he still like you still have like your fitness. You are very mindful of what you put into your body. Like, for me, like I just took an allergy pill and I started drinking wine. And you're like, can you take an allergy pill and like drink wine? I was like, it's just a fucking allergy pill. I've done some harder shit.
Nah, I think I don't. It's one thing that I'm like really embarrassed and ashamed of. So I don't think like I really like fully expressed to you the extent of just like how unhealthy like my lifestyle was, especially just in like the shit I was eating and every day, and just like you add that with just no activity, you add that with just being depressed and unhappy and in unhealthy situations and unhealthy places in your life. So yeah, man, it was just, you know, it's not something that I talk about a lot, but it was like really like it was really bad for a long time. So I think that now I'm just kind of like, I'm grateful. I'm always like, damn, I'm grateful for my body to have not had like any major issues or anything, you know what I mean? Right. Because I'm like, y'all be putting my body through hell. So that's why I feel like now, yo, like the least I could do is go, you know what I mean? Go do 30 minutes of cardio. Like, you know, like feel like after all the years of just not doing anything good for it. So that's why I always try to be mindful. But I mean, you see me, man, I still love my candy. I said, I like to have my
you still have a balance. Like you don't like completely starve yourself or cut yourself off. Like you still like will enjoy a good ass meal, but then you'll balance that out with like a good workout and then like a healthy meal later.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing, and that was kind of what I told myself when I started my journey. And even people who have asked me like, yo, how do you do it? How do you approach it? For me, it was just like, okay, it has to be a lifestyle that I could sustain, right? Because I was like, yo, I don't want to be one of those people that loses hella weight and then 2 years later they gain it all back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out something that works to where I can just do it all the time. And honestly, I just kind of landed on, okay, I just can't limit myself. Because if I tell myself I can't have nothing, we're both the same in that. If I tell myself I can't have nothing, I'm gonna want it.
Oh yeah.
So instead of just being like, I want some candy, I can't have nothing, it's like, all right, bet, let me just go get some gummy bears, and then like you say, for the rest of the week, I ain't gonna do no more candy, and I'm gonna just make sure I'm hitting all my workouts. Like, so it's just like stuff like that, and start small. And I always tell people, start small. Just give yourself these small kind of boundaries and parameters to operate within, and then add on to it as you get more and more comfortable, because it does get easier. And I know I used to hate when people tell me, but it does get easier after time. And this is not a fitness podcast, nor am I some type of
like I feel
person,
like to transition into like what we're talking about, which is like moving in together and how that's been like, that's kind of been like such a topic of discussion for like the both of us.
Yeah.
You know, especially because like I went to the ER recently and we got into a fight because you were just like yelling at me for like how I need to get like really healthy and like take care of myself and stuff like that. And like it's, you know, like you see like my habit, like, you know what I mean? Like when you move in together, you see each other's habits. And like, I think that like, I'd be lying to say that it's been like the smoothest transition. You know what I mean? Like it's been a blessing. It's been great. And we've been having like, I've been loving to live with you. Like I'm not unhappy, but
no, yeah, I know exactly. I know what you're saying.
But it's like, but we've hit like a good amount of just moments where it was like, this is fucking hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I guess we'll just kind of start like, well, you know, just background story. Like for those who don't know, like I lived in LA and he's been living up here in Oakland, and we were doing long distance for a while. And eventually we just kind of hit a point in our relationship where it was like, we're so done just being apart from each other. Like, let's really take the next step into like our lives. Cause we know that we want to be together forever. We know we want to get married, eventually have a family. So let's start like building our roots. And at first, you know, without being said, it was like, you coming to LA. I'm not going to Oakland. Yeah. I'm not going to the Bay. Well, because I was going through all this shit with work and friends and all these things where it was just kind of like, you know what, like maybe it's time for something new. Like it's time to like go outside my bubble and like explore a new city. And that's why we're like, you know what, actually I'll go to Oakland. So I moved to Oakland and I moved in with you. And that was what, in April?
April, yeah. The beginning of April.
And now it's July.
Yeah.
So it's
about 3 months.
About 3 months.
Yeah.
And everyone's like been wanting to know like
the
updates, like what's going on? What have you done? Have you made new friends? And it's just like, it's kind of like overwhelming because people are like, oh, like what places have you gone? What have you seen? Have you made new friends? And it's like, one, I have not made new friends. It is a lot to just fucking move and to settle in and to get into a routine of things. Like I've had, you know, I do have a good amount of friends out here who are just like, oh, we have to hang out. And I just like, it's just hard, like to move and to adjust and to like get into the flow of things. But like, I think the biggest like battle was just like getting to like our like home flow, which I like knew it would probably be something that was going to be something that we would have to like work through, because we all know I'm ADHD, like we all know that. And you're so much more organized, and you know, like you, again, like you've created this lifestyle for yourself where you're like, you're healthy, you take care of your mental health, your physical health, everything. And so having like a routine and like how things work around the house is like very important to you and very important to like to your health in general. And so me coming in here with all my animals and my bad habits has been a battle.
Yeah, and I think also I'll take a lot of blame for that too, because I think I maybe was a little more naive than I should have been.
Really?
Before you moved in, because I was just like, oh man, it's gonna be like, because I was just like, yo, whenever we're together for like weeks at a time anyway. So it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like things are like a surprise. You see me fart, me gross.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think there will be like that big of an adjustment and this and that. But for me, it has been difficult. And I think you kind of hit on the two main things for me is I think that I didn't properly prepare myself for what it was like living with a spouse who has ADHD. You know what I mean? Because I think that with your diagnosis, like I understood it and obviously helped me understand a lot of things about you and your personality and just how your brain processes things. But I guess like in terms of us living together, I never thought about that before. So like now living together, and it's kind of like, seeing all of these little things, and also in that learning like, yo, I am a lot more type A than I thought. I am a lot more like, this needs to be like this than I thought. Like I am. I used to think I'm just chill, laid back. No, like, I am like that. I am like that.
I'll give you some credit. Like I've dealt with worse, but like you compared to me, you're more structured.
Yeah, for sure. So I think
someone who doesn't have ADHD.
Yeah. So I think like for me, just kind of all of those things, it was like tough, and it's been like tough. And it's like, also, I guess for me, it's just always something that I've always struggled with just throughout my whole life is expressing that, right? And I think that's where a lot of our arguments have like spawned from, is maybe like me expressing something in the wrong moment, or expressing something like incorrectly, or expressing something and it comes off incorrectly.
Because you could be very like, it's weird because it's like, obviously you have every right to express how you feel, but I think it's the way, it's the timing sometimes. I'm like, yo, I'm in the middle of something. You see I'm in a bad mood. You're about to hear to be like, correct me on some shit. Like, like
no, I understand.
And I think like I'm also just sensitive.
Yeah, so, which I also didn't realize how sensitive you were.
Really?
You didn't realize? Sensitive, bro.
Really?
Really? Hella sensitive, bro.
Did you not think? I mean, I was always sensitive. Did you not realize I was sensitive before?
You've gotten more sensitive, I feel like, since we moved in.
Really?
And especially with, like, that's the thing, though. Y'all don't see her with me. It's different. And I'm flattered and I'm humble because I know you love me. But you are definitely, like, you're that schmo, like. So when we're in, like, arguments, it's like.
It's very emotional.
Very emotional. And it's like anything I say is like.
I mean, they know I'm emotional, but I don't think they know the extent of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like going back to like Danny the astrologer. Like, I think it's like the way that he read my chart was like so perfect of being like the Aquarius sun and like how I'm like perceived in the world. And then like my Aries mood is like when it's like behind the curtains, when it's in my most vulnerable like moments. It's the way that I feel. It's the way that I handle my emotions. Like, and Aries is very like fiery and passionate and like, and I feel like Aquarius, it's like, okay, y'all see me independent and like you see that I get sensitive, but it's like I still kind of put this like like brave face on, like, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But when it's behind the curtain,
it's not fine. It's not fine.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Y'all, it is not okay.
It's not.
It is not. And like, it sucks because it's like when I'm like upset and I want to deliver like what I feel and how I feel in that moment, it's like I can't help but cry or be a bitch. Like, it's just, or like roll my eyes at you. Like, I just get so like, I don't know.
And I think like for me, and I get that, right? And that's valid. But I think from my perspective, I'd be like, yo, I'm not really asking for much. And like you're gonna give me attitude, like yo, like why I gotta get the attitude, just I'm not even asking for a lot. Right. So I think like for me, that's where my frustrations, right? So then like honestly, that's how I feel like how a lot of our arguments start, right? Where it's like me communicating something like, hey, don't forget to do this, or hey, you forgot to do this, or whatever the case may be. You may react right, you may shoot me a look, or you may say something, and then I'm like,
best believe.
Then I'm like, oh, like what? Like, then I get an attitude, and then we both in attitudes, and then that's how it starts.
And it just goes into like it isn't not even that bad. It's not like it goes into like a rage at all.
No, yeah,
like,
but it just turns from like a simple like, hey, can you read this, to like one maybe smart reply to another smart reply, and then one person getting aggressive, and then it's just like. So
just to kind of like clarify for people, like what exactly is it that we like argue about, you think, like about the most? Is it like
for sure the pets.
You know what? I think that's the biggest thing, more so than like chores or cleaning or organizing. Like the organizing, chores, whatever. Like I think that's actually like we hit it. A wall sometimes with that, but like that's like not the most stressful part. It's definitely like,
because I also understand that your ADHD has a lot to do with like your cleanliness. I think that's what I've learned is like,
and I'm not as bad as I
like like you're not just like messy, right? I think like because you say like, oh, I'm just messy. Like I don't think you're messy. I think you have ADHD, right? So I think like, because I think that's the thing is I noticed it. The same thing is just kind of like finishing stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like your ADHD, it's hard for you to finish stuff. And when I say finish stuff, I mean like closing the cap, closing the door of something, locking something up, just like little stuff like that. So it'd be hard for me to like I might get frustrated, but it's not something that I'm gonna come to you and be like.
Because eventually I get back to it. I feel like I like I'll clean up after myself eventually. Like it, that is, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I think it's just
I think
it's the pets.
Yes, for sure. It's the pets. It's just well, like you said, I think for me that's the main thing and kind of like my main, like where I've gotten frustrated and also like my look right on cue. Right on cue, man. Fucking animals always.
Okay, here's the thing. They
always need something, bro.
I have a dog and I have a cat. I have had my dog since I was 16 years old. So anyone that knows me, my dog has been my fucking companion. He literally like my partner. Like I did everything with my dog. He's been through it all with me. He's seen all my relationships, my lifestyles, my phases in life. Like that is my dog, literally. And so, you know, like my dog sleeps on the bed with me. He does everything. He's next to me. I spoil him. I love him. I mean, I was a teen mom. He wasn't a family dog. Like he was my dog. And I spoiled the shit out of him because it really was like emotional support for majority of my life.
Yeah.
And so my dog, to me, he's not that bad. But like I get for somebody who's like not a pet person, or like used to having animals around, like realize that like he's
Rocky is a lot. He's a lot.
He does is sleep.
No, but Rocky wants to. He that's the thing though. You like he's so used to just being around you that when you're around,
spoiled.
Yeah, when you're around, it don't matter what else is going on. You're around. So if I'm telling Rocky to do something, he's not gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
When it's me and Rocky alone, we cool. Like we be chilling. He still
That's what
be
my
catting
mom
off.
says.
Yeah, he
too,
still be catting off and pissing in the kitchen and all of that. But it's not as bad. Like But when you're here, I feel like it's just like even today when we came home and he you know he was in the kennel. Soon as he see you, and I'm like, dog, like we just walked in the door, like. You don't have to like.
He's a dog.
Relax, like
I know he just has anxiety. Like we're so attached, so he gets like separation anxiety and like, and also he's old, so he just pisses and shits, and he's just so like uncoordinated. So it like for me, it's like I'm used to it because it's like it's my dog. Like, and I will just pick up his shit, I'll clean up after him. Like, I've accepted that. I'm doing it for like majority of my life.
Yeah.
But with you, it's like you haven't had a pet like this, so it's like you're getting used to that, and we're in the routine of things. And me and Rocky had our routine, but now it's kind of like our routine matching up with yours is just been a clash. And quite honestly, I think it's really like. It's really just this power battle between the both of y'all. Like, Rocky was my companion. He was the one with me in bed. Like, he, like, was next to me. He's sitting on the couch with me. But Bryan is, like, not into that. He doesn't want the dog on the bed. The dog has to be on his own bed, and, like, he can't be on, like, the furniture and all that stuff. So I'm like, obviously, I'm going to respect you and your boundaries, and, like, make you happy and all these things. And I know that you're trying to do the same. But Rocky doesn't understand that. Yeah. So Rocky just kind of rebels.
And I guess that to be the thing for me. Like you said, I've never had a pet like that. I had a turtle when I was like a young kid. But like I ain't never had no dog or nothing like that. So to me, it's not a power battle. I'm the human, he's the dog.
I know, but to him it is. He's like, no, I was on the bed with her. Now this dude come in, he's your companion.
Yeah, so I think for me that's just the frustration is in just like I don't know. I told you. I guess sometimes I feel like it's 3 against 1, where I feel like
you always say that.
Maybe when I'm like trying to like discipline him or get him on a schedule or do something right. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily. I feel like maybe sometimes he
looks at me. He's like, "Mom."
Yeah, he gives you a look, and you're just like, "Oh, it's okay." Now, I remember one night. I don't think I ever told you this. But I was so pissed. I think I just didn't say nothing because I was that mad. I was like, "Oh, this would be a bad argument if I say something right now."
Oh no!
But Rocky had he pissed and shit in the house, like typical Rocky, right? And I think I was just like, I was so through that day, like I was so over it. And I remember I was so mad, I put him in the cage. And I remember I wasn't even done cleaning up. You had taken him out the cage. And I was like, I was so pissed. I was so mad. And I was just like, don't even say nothing right now. Because this would be probably the worst one that you've had. Just because you so mad. And I already know I would have just came at you sideways. And I already know you probably would have not responded well to that. So,
I would have fought back.
Yeah, I already know you would have. But yeah, it was just like. So yeah, I guess for me, and like you say, to the point of like you say of just lifestyle, I guess that's been the hardest thing for me is because, and I think we even mentioned it on the cast before, that my mornings are like sacred to me. They used to be like really
it's
sacred.
Such a sacred thing for you, yeah.
To like, I used to really be intentional about how I started my day of like waking up, working out, stretching, meditating, try to read a little bit, drink my tea. And I just feel like ever since like we've lived together with the pets, I've not had that at all. You know what I mean? Because it's just like we say,
you gotta feed Judy. Judy's meowing all like loud in the morning.
Judy needs her, and then she's ready to play, and then I'm over here trying to stretch and do my yoga, and she's jumping all over me, and she thinks it's playtime, and then you know what I mean? Like I said,
I'm asleep until like 10 a.m.
Yeah, Rocky wants, you know, like I said, if we're up and Rocky's in the kennel, it's not flying. He needs to be out the cage. So it's like I be trying to just get stuff done without waking him up, because soon as he sees I'm up, he wants to get out. So I think that'd be the hardest part for me. And honestly, I think that's what it is, of just like kind of dealing with that has just kind of built this like bubbling frustration, you know what I mean, that I have. So then you just kind of add in other like regular stuff where I may be like having a tough time at work, or just maybe tired, or maybe not even feeling well, or just whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? And then I'm just like in a bad mood. I know when we got in our argument last week and you were just kind of like, oh, I feel like you're just miserable. And it's like, it's not that I'm miserable. I think that
we like thought we were going to break up.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think that. I was just like,
I
was just kind of like,
I didn't think it was really going to happen, but we were just so frustrated. You know what? Sometimes you're just like for listeners, like I'm sure like they've been through it when you're like fighting with someone. You're like, it's just easier to be single. Right. But you know, like deep down, like that's not what you want, because you want to be with this person. But you're like so frustrated in the moment. You're just like, I could just be single. I don't have to deal with any of this. Yeah. I could be alone. Yeah. But it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, the grass definitely not always greener. But
right.
But no, but I lost my train of thought. But I think that it's just that's for me. I think that it's just always that like having that frustration, and that be difficult, right? Because I feel like then I start to feel like my days are just one task after another. So I really have been talking to my therapist about this too, of like trying to create a more balanced act between everything in my life. And that's why I say I feel like a lot of times my days is just tasks of just like, okay, like from the moment I wake up, it's feed Junie, take a shower, stretch, take Rocky out, try to take my supplements, make my tea. By that time, it's usually time to start getting ready for work, log on for work, doing work from 9 to 6, you know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe take a lunch in there. A lot of times during my lunch, I'm trying to like wash the dishes or do something else. You know what I'm saying? Get off work. Then I might try to like go to the gym or do some type of workout after this. So I be feeling like my days is just one after another. So I think like my frustrations, like when I take those frustrations out on you, it's just because it's like, I feel like I'm doing one thing after another, and then I'm just like, damn, it's these small things that I asked her to like help me out on that I still gotta like ask for help on. So now I think it's just be like my frustration more so of just like, I think, but it's like after spending time with your mom, I get it. Like,
I was gonna go into that.
Yeah, we were at dinner, and I don't think I said it out loud because I didn't want to offend your mom, but I thought to myself, and I was like, oh, I totally get why I trigger you so much. Like with the chores and like just when I'm nagging you and shit, like I get it, because just seeing how your mom is, like I could just tell like from what you told me about your teenage years and your childhood, and then like just comparing it to like me when I'm frustrated and like expressing stuff in that moment, it'd be like I was literally at the table, I had an epiphany, and I was like, oh shit, I get why she gets so triggered. I get why she gives me that little attitude, and she gives me the start.
It's like the inner child.
Yeah.
That like I've had like living with my mom like comes out, and I'm just like, because I used to give my mom that same exact attitude, like
because it always throws me off because you never like I said, you're always like treating me like the sweetest thing in the world.
Exactly, and the biggest thing that like really triggers me is my mom. And like the way that she treated me, like more than I think anything in life, like it gets to me,
right?
And like I think that's why, like you said it before, like I'm so stubborn because like I just want to do my own things because I was so like I wasn't able to ever make a lot of choices growing up. And like every like up until I was like 18, my mom would tell me to shower every single fucking day at a certain time. She'd be like, okay, like Steffi, like time to go shower. And I remember being 18 and being like realizing like, wait, I'm an adult. Like, I should not be getting told when to shower every fucking day. And so I remember at 18 years old being like, you don't need to tell me when to shower. I am an adult. I'm a grown person. Like, I can make this decision when I want to shower. And I love showering. It's not that I, like, don't ever shower. Like, I think showering for me is like...
You do shower every day.
Yes,
you do shower every day.
Shower every day. I
don't have to say anything.
Right. And before, my mom wanted me to shower twice a day. So me doing one a day is like a big, like, whoa.
Was your mom like the type of person to where you have to like take a shower before you sit on the couch, or if before you get into bed, like you
I even had to shower after I shit. Like sometimes like she'd be like, you should shower like after I pooped. Like
really? Why? She likes to be super clean?
Yeah, and I don't know. My that's one of those things I don't understand that mindset. Like,
I'd just be curious. I'm always like, well, why? Tell me why. Yeah. Why do you think? Yeah, no.
Right. The shitting thing wasn't like every single time, but there's been times in my childhood where she's like, you need to shower after like I would poop or something. So like, I don't know. Anyways, so maybe, but twice a day, right before bed, and when I would wake up, which is like weird because it's like I wasn't even like I was just in bed, you know, and so
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just love taking showers, so I would just. Like, sometimes I'll take a shower at night just if I, like, want to take a shower.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Never, like, I mean, mornings, I have to, like, take a shower.
Yeah, I'm definitely a morning shower person.
Like, have to. But, yeah, going back to what I was saying, like, my mom just, up until I was 18, I remember just being like, you don't have to tell me when to shower. Like, I am going to shower. I like to shower. Like, you don't need to, like, schedule my, like, day-to-day for me like this.
I know that's a thing that needs to happen at some point this morning.
Exactly. Like yeah. I'm old enough to know that like this
watch out the mics there.
You're stupid. Stop.
Okay.
And so like, and then I think at that moment she because she didn't fight me on that because I think she realized like, oh yeah, I really should not have been telling her, you know. And so she stopped after that. But that's just kind of an example of like how it was like growing up with my mom. Like everything, I just always had to be told what to do. In a way, like. I get it now and understand that I have ADHD. Like, I'm sure there was a lot of really frustrating times. But, like, but I think just even in her personality, she's just very bossy. So, like, that was the biggest thing. And that's why I became such a wild person. Like, I mean, guys, I had a curfew up until I was 21. So, when I turned 21, and even then she'd give me shit for being outside. But when I turned 21 and like, you know, as I like in my 20s and stuff, like that's why I like rebelled and, you know, did all the crazy shit because, you know, like I wasn't allowed to do it, you know? So, and like living on my own, like I just had such the sense of like freedom that I obviously now like really embrace. I can never live with my mom again. And so like living with you, like I didn't think you had anything in common with my mom until like we moved in together.
Yeah.
And like you like are very similar in the way that like my mom gets anxiety if like certain things aren't like done the way that she likes it done. And you're the same way. And so I kind of like resorted back to like being young again, where it was like having to like walk on eggshells and make sure that like I, you know, don't want to like piss her off and set her off, because if she's in a bad mood, then I'm going to be in a bad mood. And like, that's like how I was like starting to feel with you at times, where it was like, oh, if I like fuck this up, it's going to get him in a bad mood. I have to, you know what I mean? Or like, I see you when I wake up and you've had a morning with Rocky and like, you're in a bad mood. I'm like trying to do what I can to please you. Like, I don't even fight you on it, you know, because it's like, this is my dog. I have to take the responsibility, you know? So I'll like try to please you. But then I think it like hits me at certain times when like you say certain things. Like, I think the biggest thing that I can remember at the top of my head was you're like, can you not use that many toilet paper because you always like clog the toilet. And I do, y'all, because I shit like 5 times a day. So I've been going through toilet paper like crazy. We gotta go to Costco for it. Like, because I use toilet paper so much is why we got a Costco card.
No, that's the thing. You can use a lot, just don't put it all in there at once when you flush.
Okay. And so when you...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So, like, when you told me that, I just was like, you know, I gave an attitude back. And it was just like this kind of like feeling, you know, that just, again, a trigger where it was like always one thing with my mom, always one thing. And like, and I understand, like, you have every right to be like, you're clogging up the toilet. Like, let me know. Like, you like, you did the right thing. Like, and you weren't even rude about it. But I think I was just like so tired of just always being told what to do. And now just even...
I think I remember that day I had also hit you with a couple of other things that day.
You did. You were like, that day you was like, I think you even said like, oh, I'll just wash the dishes. You're not really good at it.
I didn't say that. See, that was a big part of our argument.
What did you say then?
Because I didn't say that.
What did you say then?
This is exactly what I said. I said, I'll just wash the dishes because I usually have to rewash a lot of them afterwards anyways.
Same thing.
No, that's not that's not the same thing as I don't like the way you wash dishes or you're
it's
not
the same
good at
thing.
it.
That's like how I've interpreted that. Like,
but that's not what I said.
But do you understand why I interpret it like that though?
All I'm saying is that I'll just do it because I'm gonna have to do it anyways.
But then that makes me feel bad as a woman. It's like, damn, you cook and you motherfucking clean, and I can't even do any of that for you. Like that, like ruins my ego. Like as a woman, it ruins my ego a little bit.
But I guess
because I like know. Like because I'm feeling good washing the dishes because like I'm thankful that you cooked for me. So I hate washing dishes, but I'm gonna do it because there's a lot. I know it makes your day easier. And then to hear like, oh, I'll just do it. What you did was not good enough. Even though you didn't say those exact words, that's how I took it. Yeah. So then that, like, of course, and then following with like, don't use as much toilet paper. You're clogging the toilet. I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, you tell me one more goddamn thing, I swear to God. I like, you know what I mean? Like, it's frustrating. And like, I think because the way that I grew up where it was like, I never felt fucking good enough. Like, that's why I'm sensitive.
Yeah. And I think, I understand that. But I think just from my perspective, I be feeling frustrated because I'm like, yo, like I'm doing all this other stuff and you're going to get mad because I'm asking you to do these small things. So I think that's how our arguments start in those situations because
I think both of our feelings are valid.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think that's why we also kind of like when we get in those heated arguments, like they really end up being like a really long conversation. And I will say like we are really good at like hearing each other out, even though sometimes we don't feel like we're doing it, but we get to it eventually.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and just finding a solution and one thing about that though is like we could find a solution and then we try that solution and it don't work.
Right.
So sometimes it's just like a continuous thing. So I've gotten to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't even know what to do. I'm going to try my best. I don't know what to do. And I think that like we've also just agreed that like, which we need to get on, like scheduling, you know, having like go to like couples therapy. And not because it's like we're doing horrible. Like if anything, like everything else in a relationship is amazing. It's just I think any normal person, I've asked so many couples that have lived together or are married. I'm like, do you guys go through this? And it's so common. So I'm like, okay, this is normal. But I want to catch it and work on it early before it keeps going and there's resentment and more things that maybe we hurt each other on. And I want to be able to like know how to work through that and have guidance early on before it gets like harder and harder and like more things come up in our relationship.
And I think we realized that last weekend where we were just kind of like, oh, we need to figure out how to like communicate in these moments where you're triggered and I'm frustrated or I'm
we're
triggered
learning
and you're
how
frustrated.
each person gets upset. Like I'm even learning about how I get upset.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm even learning like a lot about you, but even a lot about myself because the whole thing about being triggered about my mom, like I thought like I've healed a lot about my relationship with my mom, like me and her are like so much better place.
Yeah.
And, you know, being single, like there's certain situations that just won't come up until like you're in a relationship. And so, like, of course, like, being single and kind of doing my own thing, like, I didn't have to, like, deal with these kind of problems. But now with you, it's like, oh, wait, this is a trigger I didn't realize I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So it's like, as a partner on my end, having to, like, you know, like, figure that out and find some sort of healing and, like, understand that that's a trigger. How do I handle that trigger? What is it right to, like, be emotional, or what is it valid, or like all these things, or how do I go about it? How do I communicate my feelings to you? Like, it's a whole thing. And I think that, like, yeah, like, I'm learning so much. I've learned a lot being alone, but I'm definitely learning, like, new things about myself just, like, being with you.
Yeah.
And then, like, learning how you operate and how, because, like, you say I'm emotional, boy.
I told you before. I tried to tell you before.
I told you I was emotional too.
I was trying to tell you, I was like, hey, I'm very emotional. I told you I'm sensitive.
You're very, yeah. I guess everyone, yeah, you're emotional.
Yeah.
But I think just understanding, like, how you, like, hold your emotions, because I think sometimes too, like, you, like, when I'm telling you how I feel, like, I think another trigger, like, I get triggered by you obviously critiquing things, and then I, like, get emotional and tell you how I feel about how that made me feel. And I think that triggers you because you think that I'm saying that, like, that you're the reason, you're the problem. When it's like, that's not what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not saying I'm not saying, like, you're the problem here. Like, I'm also being like, I know I'm the problem, you know what I mean? Like, but I think that you, like, sometimes don't hear that in that moment, and you run with the idea of, like, all right, fine, like, I'm just not going to say anything. Like, I'm the issue here. I'm the bad guy. But it's like, no, you're not the bad guy at all. If anything, I'm crying because I feel like I'm a bad guy. Like, I think that we, like, you know, in those moments, I'm just like, I'm not trying to, like, play victim here. I just want to communicate how that made me feel, but I'm not looking at you as, like, a bad guy. Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, let's just work on it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that, like, that's why I think having, like, a therapist, like, for us would be so good, because we're both so emotional who just have these, like, triggers. But we're, like, aware. We're, like, emotionally aware. But sometimes in those moments, you're like, wait, am I being too much? Wait, am I the bad guy here? Or, like, am I feelings valid? Like, sometimes I don't know, like, if I'm being too dramatic or not, or if I actually, like, you know, like, I should communicate this. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's, like, I don't know, like, I just, having, like, an unbiased opinion and somebody to kind of navigate, like, us through it would be good.
I agree. And shout out to my job who offers free therapy
for BetterHelp.com/BrokeGirl. They sponsor. We're actually gonna go couples therapy through BetterHelp.
Yeah.
And they sponsor the show.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, yeah. Shout out to them. Well, we get it for free through both, can't we?
Yeah.
My job.
No, we could go.
My job offers free therapy, which is, I think, is super dope. But yeah.
Yeah. But we could also use, like, my code.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's it for me, man. That's what I got. That's like I said, it's just the hardest thing for me has been the animals. I feel like our, like, household chores, like, that shit don't really get to me like that.
Yeah.
It's just, I think, the animals, it's tough.
You and Junie are, like, BFFs, though. Like, him and the cat. Ugh.
Me and Junie beef sometimes, though, too, though. But it's just different because I feel like Junie knows, because I'll just lock her in the room. I'm just like, all right, we're not doing this today. You're just going to go in the office and hang out by yourself.
Or you put her in the room with me while I'm sleeping so she attacks me.
But I stopped doing that when I realized that she attacks you to wake you up. Yeah.
Right, yeah. She literally will, like, bite and chew on. Like, I'm just like, dude, let me sleep. Yeah. I was up to, like, 3 a.m. Like,
that's what I will say about Rocky. Most of the time, he'll just lay there and not really cause too much trouble. But Junie is going to want to explore and get into everything sometimes. So. Yeah. But that is my homie, too, though. So.
For real. But okay, so let's talk about all the great things, because I don't want to just shed light on all the shit that we've been going through, because I feel like that's only just such a small percentage of, like, the experience we've had together the past 3 months. So what are some great things you like about living with me?
I mean, the thing has just been dope, like, building a home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like just as much as you talk about my decor and all of that.
Red curtains.
Yeah, all of that. But you know, I mean, I think that it's cool to like build a home and build a future and just, you know, excuse me, sorry for those who don't like burping.
It's fine.
For that, you know, just I think just like experiences, and maybe we haven't had just the more lavish doing it and going on the cheese tour that you want to go on.
I want to go on this cheese tour so bad.
But just like the little experiences that we have had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whether it's going out to Chili's, like you know, but like you said, I'm a Cancer. Since little shit, I like that. Like just that night we went out to Chili's, that shit was a lot of fun. You know
was
what I mean?
fun because I like haven't had Chili's in years, and I was like,
we went out to Chili's and then like hung
out
with Ceci afterwards. Like that was dope. Like that was a super dope night. Like being able to do stuff like that, like all the time, is like it's super dope. Like when we went to the Warriors parade, like the championship parade, like stuff like that. Having you just be in my element, which just means like you being around my friends, you being around my family, you know what I mean? When we went over my mom's for Easter, when, you know, my mom coming over here for my birthday, whatever the case may be, just having you in my element all the time and having you be around my people and just seeing you be comfortable with them and them comfortable with you. Just all of it. Like when we went to Arizona for my little sister's graduation, like all of it, like I've really enjoyed those moments of just having you there and just the support and the love and the comfort that you offer is just, it is super dope to just have that like here all the time and not be like, oh, we gotta wait 2 more weeks to see her, or, you know, being like, damn, I want to see her. Is it worth just paying these little $200 real quick to just fly out there this weekend? And you know what I mean? So it's just so nice to have that here and just, you know, just all the time.
I know. The one thing is though, is like I'm just not tired of having, like, I just love having you like next to me.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like, yeah, we get into our little tiffs, but like again, that's only like 10%. Like, but everything else is like I love like that we both work from home and we're just like we have like an office and we're just in there together. You're like my coworker.
Yeah.
Even though we're not doing the same job, but like we could just be next to each other. And I think, you know, like just seeing like how focused you are at like work and like how great you are at work and like all the things that you do and like just hearing how your job just like loves you like is like so inspiring to be around, because the one thing they say about ADHD is like, you know, if you're working or doing homework and like it's really hard for you to focus, it helps to have other people around who like are more focused and working next to them and just like feeding off of their energy, because it'll actually help like you focus and get things done. Is like if you are in those environments. So like that's been really helpful for me to like get ahead in editing and work. And like I've noticed like when I'm at the apartment I'm working, like I'm so much like my apartment in LA.
Yeah.
Like I'm so much like scattered and not as focused, but being with you and like having the office and like having you as an example has been like really good for me.
Yeah.
I'm so congested, so sorry guys. I can like hear it in the headphones, just like how clogged my nose. Let me blow my nose real quick. But back to everything. And yeah, and I just love like even just chilling at home. Like we don't even need to do like extravagant things. Like I just have so much fun like just being in your presence. And I did love like that one night you're like, do I get ice cream? And we literally like drove.
Oh, because I locked us out that night.
No, not that night.
That was the night when we were going to go get ice cream.
No, this was another night. Remember, we ended up driving literally all throughout the city and all around the Bay Area. I mean, we just got ice cream from the grocery store, but like we took that opportunity to just like literally just drive and like we listened to like music and I was just singing my heart out and like that was so fun. Like, you know, and just driving through the city and seeing Bay Area was very special for me to see, you know, to do that with you. And then like, yeah, and then like going to, you know, like when we went to Twee's concert.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. Why you look? Oh, because of the anal sex?
Yeah, we don't have to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
why not?
Well, because like, I don't know. Like,
how come you never want to talk about sex when I'm here?
I don't know why. Like, here's the thing I've realized is like, it's actually getting a little bit more awkward with me to talk about sex. Like, as we're getting even more serious. Like, not I could talk about sex, but like our sex, like, I don't know. I feel like I think
like on the show or just in general?
Just, I mean, on the show, but I guess like with you, because it's like, I know your family's listening to this right now, like, okay, especially, and your friends.
So like on the show, I thought you meant in general at first.
No. Like when it's just when it's just me and you.
Oh, okay.
Because I know for a fact if you are on the show, like all my other, like compared to my other episodes, like I could like talk about it with like the twins, whatever. They're not listening to that, but if you're on the show, oh my God, I want to listen to their brother, to their friend, to their coworker.
Yeah,
that's and then here talking about fucking anal, I'm like, bro, you know, like I don't know. I just think about that.
Yeah,
like,
no, I get it. I guess that's me. I really don't care.
I know.
It doesn't bother me.
I don't know why shit like that used to never bother me, but.
And I think too, I think I know the level of freak I am, so I think to me that's not really anything. So I'm just like, yeah. You can talk about that.
I think also there is a part of me that like, I don't think I've ever said on a show, like I don't like PDA.
Yeah, no, I mean I know that about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't like anyone who like has ever, you know, hung out with me in person with a significant other, like being with like, even in my past relationships, like I just was not like really into just like being the couple that's like so touchy. Like I've always made it a point to like, if people are hanging out with us or they're watching us or whatever, just hang out with us in general, which they feel like they are when they're watching and listening to this. Like, I don't want to make it seem like we're leaving people out or like making people third wheel or making them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like being super touchy and gross. Like, I don't know. I always hated that. Like, I remember even in high school, like my ex-boyfriend that I had, like I always told him like, I don't want to ever make friends like third wheel or anything. And all my friends would always like love that about us. Cause they would be like, I don't ever feel like I'm like being left out because I hate it. I hate being with couples.
Yeah.
And they do that to me. Like, shout out to Ceci and Kellen. I fucking love them. They don't do it as much anymore.
That was to say, I've never seen.
But like when they first started dating, I be sitting there Korean barbecue while they fucking like are fucking each other through the eyes and shit. I'm like, yo, what? I'm here.
You're just in love. That's all.
I know, which is fine, but like not around me. Like I want to feel included without feeling included.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
Like I don't know. That's just me. I love them and I love their love and I'm obsessed with them. But like it's just like, and they're not the only example. Like there's been a lot out there, and I just rather feel like we're chilling and not having to watch you make out. Like, so I just make it at that point. So I think that's probably why it translates into like doing the show and like having you here and not talking, being like, you know.
Yeah.
But then behind closed doors, I'm like a fucking.
Yeah, you want every little detail and every little specific adjective. But tell me exactly how it feels. Like, describe it. And I'd be like, bro, I'm tired. I don't know. You just got done having sex. I just want to lay here. I don't know.
I'd be wanting the notes afterwards.
I don't know how to give you the highlights play by play, bro. We just experienced it. Like, I can't. I'm tired.
I want to know how that sex was from your point of view. Like, I'd be like, so, like, how did it feel with that position? Like, I, like, want to know.
Yeah. And it'd be hard because I know you want, like, a thorough answer. And sometimes I'd be just, I don't have
like,
one.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was good.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I was about to say something hella vulgar just now, but let me chill.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, yeah, but like what, you know, I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, you guys, he spent time with my family. My mom.
Yeah.
And we had like a family reunion in Palm Springs and you met a bunch of like my cousins and everything. Like, like what was that like going into that world?
It was dope. I think, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I had got a little nervous like the night when we flew out.
Really?
Yeah, because like, you know me, I think just leading up to that Palm Springs trip too, I had been so busy with like just work and life to where I honestly didn't think about it that much. So I wasn't nervous. I didn't allow myself to even get nervous because
you didn't have time to.
Yeah, so I'm saying I'm thinking about work. I'm thinking about doing this stuff around now. I'm thinking about getting this ready. So like, it wasn't until we were like on the actual plane and I was like, oh shit, like I have to like actually like, like we're about to be with them for the whole weekend now. Like I need to like prepare myself for that. And I got nervous of just like, I think, part of me is like, oh, your mom and your family will love me. But then part of me was just like, but what if they don't? Like, what if they give you a hard time a little bit? Not in a way that they don't like you, but they give you a hard time of just maybe try to test you a little bit or just get to know you, or
especially because my mom is like intense.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's like not really knowing what to expect. But then like, yeah, just being around your mom and just, like I said, she was sweet to me, which is like funny, but because because
she's nice to everyone else, but like me.
Yeah, but I could see how she's nice, but I could also see how she's like hard. Just very assertive, very hard, very no, do it this way. Just when her husband's driving and she's like, nope, make a right here, and he's like, no, I think it's go. He's like, nope, I said make a right. You know what I mean? It's just, it's like, it's not mean, and it's not like malicious, rude, but it's just like, it's very blunt. It's very straightforward.
Matter of fact,
it's very, this is what you need to do. Even when we had the marriage conversation at dinner, and she just kind of was like, you need to, I don't want my daughter to be disrespected out here.
Yeah. So my mom was like, so when are you? Well, like went to Bryan and was like, so when are you going to propose? Like, when do you guys want to get married?
Yeah. She was like, well, you guys live together, so I think you just go ahead and get that done. Like, that was pretty much how she was like, yo, y'all living together? Yo, you just go ahead and put that ring on it and just get this thing done.
Yeah. And I was like, of course I stepped in. I'm like, we're going to get married. It's just, we're not ready. Like, one thing at a time. We just want to we want to like go through the phase of like moving in together and get that like situated and work through that. And then like, just even the thought of planning a wedding is just not something that I like want to think of right now. Like, it's just nowhere near my mind, but we know that's what we're working towards. And when it's right, it'll feel right. Yeah. And my mom just does not agree with that. Yeah. And she was just like, yeah, you guys are already living together, doing all the things. Like, it's just, I just don't want my daughter to be disrespected. And I was like, hold up. It is not disrespectful if we both have agreed to this. Like, that he's not disrespecting me.
I didn't take offense to it, though.
I know, because I think you know at that point that my mom is just being my mom.
Yeah. And I also understand that she comes from a very conservative Christian background. Yeah. Where, you know what I mean? You don't live with a partner before you're married. Right. You don't do all of that. You don't do that stuff if you're not married.
But that's the thing, though. She did, though.
Oh, well, I can't speak to that. I wasn't around.
So I'm like, girl, like, anyways.
Yeah, but no, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I had a great time.
You and my mom actually get along really well, I think.
Yeah, I think it's because we are very similar.
Very similar. Yeah. Like, you guys like bonded over just like how difficult I am.
Yeah, I think we just kind of understood like some of the same.
Yeah, she is like that.
Some of the same stuff. We're kind of talking about like rinsing off dishes and stuff like that. And yeah. Just like, just kind of, yeah. So yeah, I just, you think your mom is funny, man. I think it's funny to me of just seeing you interact with your mom and then seeing your mom interact with other family members, because I see just like parts of you and your mom too, and that it's funny to me.
Like, what though?
I think like specifically, I can call out a thing is like sometimes, right? So when your mom is like, "Oh, when are you guys gonna get married?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's not really in the plans right now. It's not something that's on the books. It's gonna happen. It's something that I definitely plan to do, but just not right now." And then your mom goes to, "Oh, but you could like, y'all can just go to the courthouse and then like have a party later." Or you can like do a destination wedding. Like, she's tried to find all these options.
Right.
Like that is Stefanie Maegan to the T. I can tell Steph Steph be like, "Oh, I want to do this today." And I can be like, "No, that's not going to work for me." And she'd be like, "Okay, but if we did this before this and then you move around this, then we can do that today still." And I can still be like, "No, I don't want to." And then you'll find another scenario where it will work. So so y'all both are like that. Like, I think it's like that nice way of like, okay, I hear you told me no, but I'm about to convince you of why you should do what I want you to do. And your mom is really good at it. No,
my mom is really fucking good at it.
Like, I've watched her do it to a lot of people that weekend, and she's really good at it. So that's why I was kind of like, oh man, I gotta be careful, because she's gonna definitely catch me in that. Right. Because I'm easy. I'm easy to catch with stuff like that.
Especially like, she's just so like intense. Yeah. You know, like at least for me, like I'm a little like, oh, like I'm a little like timid, not timid, but just a little bit more.
Like after a couple no's,
I got emotions. I got emotions.
After a couple no's, you're just gonna be like, okay, fine, it's not gonna happen.
Right. But my mom is
like, no, I'm gonna crack this. Like,
she's determined.
We're gonna find some type of negotiation. We're gonna come to some middle ground here that's gonna work out good for both of us.
Yeah, and she's like intense, and she won't like shut up until it like happens.
But your mom is super resourceful. Like I said, I do see just where like her personality and just all of that, where it has helped you. You know what I mean? I know you always roll your eyes and you're like, when I say you're like your mom, but a lot of like the positive things about your mom you'd have as well. You know what I mean? Like just that drive, that tenacity, that stubbornness. Like as much as I hate it sometimes, like it works. It's
got me far.
For what you do and it's how you need to be. You know what I mean?
I mean, even Jess even told me that too. She's like, girl, the reason why like you are on top of your shit, she's like, because your mom fucking taught you.
Yeah.
Compared to like some other people, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So I think that'd be for me, going back when we get in arguments sometimes, of like when I be frustrated, it's because I be like in my head, and this is what I always say, think in my head, I'd be like, yo, if somebody told Steph that she couldn't do broke girl therapy no more, tomorrow she would find another fucking way to do it.
Oh, I will. No one, and I trust me. I've had people tell me you can't do broke girl therapy, and I was like, fuck off.
But I'd be like, I'll ask Stefanie to do some household chore, and she will give me every reason as to why that chore can't get done. So I'll be frustrated because I'll be like, when it's something you really want, you're gonna find it, fam.
Oh, yeah.
Fam, I seen you look for a couch, and I seen you look for that same, what was it, $15,000 couch, and I seen you find it for like 2 G's. You know what I'm saying? I know the energy is there.
I will find a good ass deal.
I know the energy is there, so sometimes I'll be like, just put that energy towards that, like just for like an hour, and it was gonna help me so much. So I think that should be like, but I feel like I've expressed like just, you know, the pets and the chores and whatnot. What have you not liked about? I didn't phrase that properly because that's not how I feel about you, but I guess what has been difficult for you, like living with me so far?
I think the most difficult thing is how difficult I am. Because like, and that's what's like I think that's like the most frustrating thing, is because I know that we could sit here and you could give me a list of things that I could work on.
It's not that long. It's a couple things. It's not that long.
But it's a list. And for me, I could be like, you're great at everything. Like, I don't like, I mean, I guess maybe the biggest thing is just, you know, like not calling me out on shit so much, but at the same time, it's like, but like, you have every right to, you know what I mean? Like, you have every right to like tell me what you expect and what you want. Like, I don't ever want to like take that from you. And you're never disrespectful. I'm just, again, like, I think that's where I kind of have to like work on myself in that sense of like, okay, like, you're not my mom. You guys have a lot in common. You get along, but like, you're not my mom. So I shouldn't react as if I'm 16 again living at her house. Yeah. You know? So it's like, I know that is something I need to work on. And I think that's what it is. It's like, it sucks because like, you know, I don't have much, like, you cook, you clean, you pay the bills. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not one, like, when people complain about their boyfriends being messy and always cleaning up after the man and doing everything for their man, it's like the opposite for me. Like, you do it and you're great at it, and you're like, and also I don't really get like triggered by like the same things as you, as like if something's messy or not. Like, I don't stuff like that like doesn't get to me because like I'm worse, you know. So it's like,
what about I play the video game a lot. I'll be surprised.
That doesn't bother me.
I'll be glad because I play the game a lot.
Like, I know like there's some women out there's like, he always plays this video games. I'm like, let him play his game. It'd be different if like you only play video games.
That's just like a bum. I like to de-stress. Like, it's how I de-stress.
Like, you're not a bum. Like, you're on top of your shit. Like, you take care of yourself. And like, okay, you enjoy video games. Doesn't make you like. If anything, that's like my alone time. You know, I guess
that's what
like,
I go do that. That's thing. Like, that's how I need to de-stress after work a lot of days now.
Yeah, and like that doesn't.
Like, if you notice, that's in the evenings. That's when I'm like, I need to play the game.
But I guess if, you know, like maybe the biggest thing, which doesn't bother me, but it's just I have to like be more mindful of, is like you smoking in the house, and like my asthma is just really bad.
Oh yeah, well
so
I
I was like, you're gonna have to smoke outside.
Yeah,
you could be hotboxing this entire fucking house. You know, like all by yourself, sitting there like.
No, I think the weed head in me don't like. I like that shit. You know what I mean?
And
so I don't
mind
it.
Like the smell doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It's just like because I've had, you know, my asthma attack and had to go to the ER. And
and I mean
I'm trying to be more mindful.
That's I have no problem smoking outside so you can breathe.
Like literally, you know what I mean? But that's like not by like choice. It's just because I have this condition. But
I have no complaints with that.
But literally, like that's it. Like other than that, like I mean, maybe like okay, maybe if I really have to choose something, like we like should go outside more. Like you are such a homebody. I mean, I am too, but like I think I've been battling.
Like what do you mean? Like what do you want? See, that's the thing though. I think that sometimes what you want to do is not like what I want to do. So I think that's why I'd be like, nah. Cause like I'm down to go out. Like I just don't want to go watch Elvis.
I want to watch Elvis. But he doesn't want to watch Elvis.
I hate Elvis.
I know. I just love a biopic. I don't even like Elvis like that. I just love a biopic.
That's why I was so shocked when you told me. I was like, you do know he just like stole everything from black people, right?
I know, but I want to see how they represent that on the fucking movie.
Yeah, see, and I just feel like I'm just going to be pissed when I go watch it.
But I think they do. I don't know. We'll see.
Know. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we can go watch it. But yeah. But I know, I think you know. And I think I think that's a part of like living together is learning like, you know what I mean? Because then I feel like there's sometimes sometimes when I want to go out and you're just kind of like, I don't feel good, or you know what I mean, maybe not feel good, or your allergies, or maybe on your period or whatever, you know what I mean? So I think it's just that's a part of it, is just like learning, and it's also like compromise, you know what I mean? Where I was just kind of like, oh, well, I can't like just be like, I don't want to watch Elvis and then expect you to fucking go watch Doctor Strange with me. You know what I mean? Like, I
mean, I'd go if you wanted to.
No, I'm saying
I just love going to movies.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to also compromise in that as well. Like,
and I think, like, I feel like for like maybe if you could like. Right now, I know it's like 11:30. This is way past your bedtime. But like sometimes I'm like, oh, he goes to bed so early.
But I feel like I need that though.
I know you do, and that's the thing. That's why I'm never mad at you, because like. You need that. You work so hard, and it's just being an adult. And like for my schedule, like my schedule's so flexible, and also like I'm more creative at night. So like for me, like your like morning routine is like a thing for you, you know, like it's important to you, and like it's important to me too. But I think my nighttime, the calmness of the night, is like so good for like my creative mind, and I feel so much more like focused, like to do editing or to just whatever it is. Yeah. So like I enjoy like night times for me, and like that's why I like recording late. Like I feel like it's just a lot better for me.
Yeah.
But like I think sometimes, you know, you do, but like I can never give you shit for that, because who you are.
I mean, sometimes,
and also like I'm more of a homebody than I was before. I think when I was younger, this probably would have bugged me a lot more.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, I think I definitely agree on just going out more. And it's something that I was talking to my therapist this morning about, of just like how to balance everything out and just kind of like what I can do in each area of my life that I feel like.
Like I want to go to like more restaurants. Like I love going to restaurants, and I don't feel like, I mean.
I just be broke. I ain't gonna lie. That's what that be. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front like I got it, bro. Inflation be kicking the motherfucker.
Right.
Ass,
well,
bro.
I like it's not even because you broke, but it's also like you're just not about to like spend money like that.
Yeah.
Like let's not use the word broke, even though you're on broke therapy.
But it's just that's how my brain works.
You paying the bills. You're like you're doing all that, but it's just. You're not about to like spend money on
but I think nice
restaurants.
I think it's my unemployed brain that I still have with money now, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like, I'll be like, okay, we can go out to eat and go spend $75, and that's one meal. I could take that $75 and we can have like a few bomb ass meals that I can cook during the week.
And that's the thing too, is like that's why I like don't even really complain about it, because like you know how to fucking cook, and it's always delicious. So it's like, it's fine. I'm getting good food at home. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
it's the experience.
I'm down for more restaurants just because I know we both hate washing dishes. So
that
would mean less dishes. So
I just love going to restaurants. I love going out to eat. Like I love, like that's always like something that I always used to do, like especially like pre-pandemic, just like, hey, like I would always like ask any of my friends and be like, are you hungry? You want to go out to eat? Like it's a thing for me. It's a social thing. And I think that like
we'll do that more.
I miss doing that. And like, especially now, like I don't really have as much friends I could do that with. And sometimes I like don't feel like being social, but I want to be social. So like I'll just be social with you. And I don't want to like, that makes sense.
No, yeah, but we can go do that more.
But yeah,
sure, go to restaurants more.
That's it. I mean, like, but that it's not like it's like frustrating me to the core. It's just like if I really had to pick. But also, I understand like we've only lived each other for like 3 months. Yeah. So, and a lot of it is just.
And bro, life be big, and I think that's the biggest one of the other biggest adjustments, and it's not a bad thing, but I think it's just like also not realizing of just our lives coming together and then blending together.
I was gonna say no one tells you this about getting into a relationship, like how busy
exactly
you get,
because it's not just like, okay, my schedule it's just something every now and then, but it's taking my schedule that's something every now and then, and your schedule that's something every now and then. So now both of our schedules, we have something every weekend.
Like we literally, we always have, like we have your family things, like we spend time with your family and we have to go to Arizona, and then like that's done. Now my family's gotta go to Palm Springs, and then you got friends. We gotta go to weddings.
My friends are getting married. Oh,
my friend's getting married. This person's birthday.
Yeah, so it's
no one tells you this like when you're single, like, but when you get in a relationship, like I used to just think, like, I don't know why that never crossed my mind when I was single, but like I used to just think like, oh, your relationship, like, when like you don't see your friends as much. Not that I'd be like pissed or anything, but I just obviously would notice and be like, they're probably just like wanting to just be with their boyfriend all the time at home and like chill. No, they're not just at home chilling. They got their friends and their weddings and their graduations,
stuff going on,
and their family reunions, along with their own shit. Like,
so when you do get a time, you're like, no, I don't want to go hang out. I want to just chill. I'm gonna chill with my girl, like just hang out at home and like do nothing together.
I guess it's like I'm not really pissed about it, but it's like I think, and it's not even like with you. I think also I've been telling myself like, I used to go out to eat by myself. I used to go to the movies by myself. I used to do all of that by myself. And like, I haven't done that. And like, and it's fine because I'm busy. I love spending time with you. But I'm like, like I've had to tell myself, like, don't lose that. Like, if you want to go try a restaurant and your man is just tired and maybe doesn't want to, he just wants to cook at home or whatever, like, I shouldn't like.
I mean, I ain't gonna have you go to the restaurant by yourself. If you want to go that bad, I will go with you.
No, but like I like used to love.
Unless you just want that alone time.
I used to love just to like go out to eat by myself. Like it'd be like I would try like different restaurants. You know, like I thought like it was very like fun to do. Like I felt like it was fun. I just like doing it. So like or like going to the movies by myself. Like stuff like that. Like I really enjoyed, and so. And it's great doing it with other people, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, I was single, so, like, my options were slim. I just had, if I wanted to go, I would just go. But it's like, okay, like, just because you don't want to go doesn't mean, like, I shouldn't go watch Elvis. Like, I could go watch Elvis.
Yeah. I mean.
I by myself, it's fine. Like.
It's more of a principle of why I don't want to go watch Elvis. I just.
Yeah, but anyways. Yeah, I mean, again, it's only been 3 months.
Yeah, and that's the thing because it feel like it's been a lot to do. So much. Yeah, I feel like it's been so much, such a short amount of time. I just feel like even just between like us both just working and different projects and just that's just.
Yeah, and then everyone's weddings and birthdays and graduations and family parties. It's been a lot.
Yeah, but I'm grateful to live the life I live though. I am. Like I said, I'm grateful to have you here, the support, the comfort, the care. You know what I mean? It is something that I do value a lot, and I do appreciate you being here. Like you are, and just your understanding. You know what I mean? Like I do understand that especially around being around your mom. Like I do kind of nag you just as much as her. Like maybe not just as much as her, but. I can't just kind of where it feels like I'm on you all the time, and you take that shit, and not only you take it, but I see the effort. You know what I mean? Like, I see you put in the effort. It's not just
I took out the trash the other day.
Yeah. I mean, you've been doing it consistently, so happy.
Though. You're like,
you've been doing it consistently. No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like little stuff like that. No, but I'm saying like little stuff like that, right? You took the trash out. So when I went to go like clean the rest of the kitchen, for me, I'm like, oh shit, that's one less thing I got to do. Like, dope. Oh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it helps me. Just little stuff like that, it helps me. But I was saying, like, just your effort and your willingness to always like, just like always grow and learn and just, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what always make, like you would say, like when we argue and we be like, oh, do we just need to break up? Like when we saying that in an argument, in my head, I'm like, oh, that's not going to happen because I know we both are willing to kind of like put in the effort to make it work. You know what I mean?
And we're just emotional at the moment. Yeah. Oh.
So yeah.
I could say the same for you. I think like you're very emotionally aware of yourself. And you, even though sometimes I may make you feel like you're not considering my feelings in the moment, but like it, you know, like you really do. Like when it comes to it, maybe in that moment you're just heated, but like again, like you're able to like educate yourself on what ADHD looks like and how having ADHD, you know, have a partner with ADHD is like difficult and how to go about it. Like you educate yourself on that, and then. You know, and then spending time with my family and just understanding like where like I came from basically like how I operate, and it's because of them, you know. So it's like you taking the time to like understand and see that and like take notes and like take that into consideration is dope.
But no, I think
you a good ass boyfriend.
I appreciate it, but that's dope though. Like I like learning about. I've never dated a Filipino woman before, so it's like
and you tried Filipino food and you liked it.
No, it was good. It was great. The food was really good.
Sarap.
No, sarap. So talaga. So it was like it's just dope. Like seeing the culture and seeing like that's like all of that is just like it's dope.
Everyone's
as fuck
speaking
to me.
Tagalog.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck to me because then like to me, I think like man, it's so dope that one day like for us to have a kid and for them to have like. Just the black side, the crazy family, but then also have like the Filipino side with
the crazy family.
But it's like totally different. You know, it's in a different way. You know what I mean? But also having that culture and those traditions and just like those dishes, and then contrasting that with like, you know, just Creole, Cajun, like all of that is like it's dope to me, and I feel like it's dope that just the two cultures coming together. So
yeah, oh
yeah.
And I'll make lumpia for your family.
Yeah.
Since they've asked me.
I always hated black people.
It's not even just black people. It's
my fellow
everyone.
black people.
It's
Let me
everyone.
tell y'all.
It's everyone.
I don't know why, and this is being with the Filipino woman, black people. Just because a person is Filipino does not mean that the default setting is that I know how to cook lumpia. I don't know how many like family and friends have when I first of all they're surprised.
No, you need to, you need to give that rundown of like the conversation and how things unfold that I'm Filipino.
It's usually something random comes up, and then I say
or whatever.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh yeah, Steph is Filipino, Steph's Asian, and then it's always the
what?
Oh, you're Filipino, and then without a doubt,
I thought you were Mexican.
And then after that, without a doubt, well, do you know how to cook lumpia? Can you make me a tray of lumpia? And I'm just always like, fam, as a black person, how would you feel if someone was like, oh, you're black? Think you could whip up some fried chicken for me? How about a pot of gumbo?
But it's not even just black people, honestly. It's white people. It's everybody that's not Filipino.
Like, but why is that a thing? It drives me crazy. I'm not even Filipino, and that shit drives me crazy.
It's to the point where I think I'm so numb to it. Like, even like the whole conversation of me not being Mexican is like something that is just it's like it's a script at this point.
Yeah, true.
Of like, I know what the reaction is gonna be. Like when I posted that video on TikTok the other day and I was doing the Filipino accent, like making fun of my dad, I had a comment, of course, oh, I thought she was Mexican. Like it's just every like all my listeners are Hispanic, like all y'all Latinos. I love it because it's like, you know, Filipino, like Spanish culture is very similar. I get it. Right. Very similar features. We have Spanish words in Tagalog. Yeah. Like it, very similar. I get it.
And to be fair to my family and friends, I think it throws them off because my type, I have had a certain type.
He loves his Mexican women. I swear to God, every time he shows me a photo or he tells me a story, I'm like, you and your Latinas. I swear to God.
I love Latinas like you love niggas from the South.
I used to always be dating a Southern dude.
Yeah. It's fine. So it's all good.
We're even. Like I'd always make a random like smart comment, like, oh, because you like them Latinas, so that's why you like your Mexican foods, because you like them Latinas. And then one day,
let me walk in here with a country accent. See how you like that. No.
I really have dated a lot of Southern, all around the South.
But I think also too, like, and I know we're going long here on the on the cast, but I think me too. You got to understand, and you see it like growing up in East Oakland. It's just Black and Mexican people. So that's Filipinos. All I be around.
There's hella Filipinos. Are you kidding me?
But not when I was a kid. It wasn't like that. When I was a kid, it was more like Pacific Islands, Samoan, Tongan. It was more of those than like.
I get
Filipino.
Samoan too. If it's not Hispanic or Mexican, I get Samoan.
I feel like
it's because I'm thick.
I feel like
Samoans be thick, right? Or is that should I take that out?
No, they do be thick.
They do be thick, yeah.
They're never mind. But yeah.
Oh, did you date a Samoan chick too?
No, I was gonna say they're big people, but okay. I thought that sounded weird when I said it in my head. But.
Okay, good.
But I think it wasn't up until like I feel like my teenage years of when I was like, oh, there's a big Filipino community out here. Yeah. So I'm not saying that they weren't out here until then. I think.
Or maybe you just didn't recognize us until
you got older.
I
didn't realize it.
You thought they were Mexican.
No, honestly, it wasn't until I started working and got out of my East Oakland bubble.
There was probably so many Filipinos and you just didn't realize it. Just thought we were Mexican.
Not in East Oakland, no.
Okay.
But we be in the cities where they be at now.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm saying. It wasn't until I started working and being in those other areas where I was kind of like, oh, dang, you know what I mean? And I remember telling you, like, you know, I remember having coworkers invite me over to their house and,
you're like,
going to parties and, trying different stuff there. So, yeah, we're just rambling at this
he'd
point.
be liking his Latinas, so. I'd be like, oh, you like Mexican food, huh? Because you like that Mexican.
I don't have a type.
Okay, well.
I like Stefanie Maegan.
Well, it makes sense why you like me. Like, if you were, like, physically only attracted to, like, Asian women, like, you wouldn't have been drawn to me.
But that's the thing. I'm attracted to Asian women as well. I'm attracted to all types.
Did you ever fuck an Asian woman?
I've never had sex with an Asian woman.
Okay.
No.
How many, like, what were all the girls, like, all the girls, like, were they, like, all Hispanic, Black? That's it.
A couple, yeah, Black, mainly just Black, and then a couple mixed Black and white.
Any full white?
Just one girl.
Who?
Ironically, her name was Stefanie.
What?
With the PH.
You fucked another Stefanie?
With the PH. We didn't have sex. We just messed around. We didn't have sex.
And she was white?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What else?
That was it. We didn't have sex though. We just messed around. She spent the night.
She saw your tutti?
Yeah, that was first.
Tutti means days.
Yeah, that was just Fresno days. Yeah, it was just Black girls. Other than that, Black girls, Hispanic.
Oh, like more Hispanic than Black, or more Black than Hispanic? So I don't know why this matters, but I just like to know.
Probably more Black girls actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought more Latinas.
No. Yeah. It's
okay.
More Black girls.
Sorry, now we're rambling. Okay, plug yourself.
All right, y'all. You can give me a follow at bgrace222 on Instagram, which all of y'all already follow me and be watching my stories anyway. So,
really?
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. I be noticing, but it don't bother me. I just don't follow y'all back because I don't know y'all. That's all. And we just had that weird incident in the past. So
what weird incident?
With the
oh
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring it up, but
yeah. And then, do you want to do my plug?
Yes. And then you guys can follow me at Stefanie Maegan or go to BroGoTherapy.com All that shit is there. And you guys, I'm going to LA in a couple of weeks. So you need to send me your stories. I'm going to be recording with everybody.
By the time this is out, I'm in LA. So
okay.
So yeah,
I'm in LA right now.
I'm literally recording right now.
I'm in LA right now. Rose and them is in the next room. The twins, all of them, they all out here. So send your stories if you have something going on, if you have drama, if you have advice, or if you just want to talk about something, just life shit. Just hit us up. Yeah. Let us know.
It's on BrokeGirlTherapy.com.
All that shit is there. Send me a message. And yes.
Okay. I love you guys.
Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.
Okay, bye. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.